What is going on, YouTube fam? It's your boy YUNGFABIANN tapping back in with another video. You know what I'm saying? And today we got the deepest team in NBA history, man. If y'all like classic NBA content, man, this is the video for you. We're about to be learning about the Bad Boy Pistons, if I'm not mistaken, man. Hey, hit that subscribe button, man, if y'all are new, and let's go.
Isaiah and his Bad Boy Pistons, I don't think there's ever been a more physical team than them.
Okay.
They impose their will on you.
Right.
Right. They beat you up, man.
Right.
And if you flinched, it was over for you.
Right.
They could do things very few teams could do.
Like
they could be physical, and then they had that three-headed monster, Isaiah, Joe Dumars, and Vinnie Johnson.
Right.
You could do
Once Vinnie got cooking.
And I'm not even talking about John Sally and Rodman.
They had Mahorn the first year, Lambert.
That's right.
Not even talking about.
Was it tough to play against it? Of course.
Right.
But, give them credit. They won back-to-back championships.
Correct.
I never take anything away from a champion.
Right.
And so they proved that style could win.
Right.
And they won with it. And so give them credit. And they, to me, one of the greatest teams as well. Because defensively, I don't know if we've seen a better team than the Pistons.
Right.
Better team than the Pistons? Nah, I don't know how I feel about that one, man. This is Johnny Arnett video. You know what I'm saying, man? Let's go.
So it's been a reoccurring topic on this channel a lot recently. Who was the deepest team in NBA history?
Let's hear it.
I think there's a lot of solid candidates for that title. And please, let me know in the comment section below who would be your choice for that title. I don't necessarily know with complete certainty the team I would pick, but it seriously might be this one. I'm talking about the 1988 to 1989 Detroit Pistons. What's amazing about
Did they not win this year, if I'm not mistaken?
this team is not only are they
I
one
ain't gonna lie, I feel like the most stacked team was OKC back in 2013, but that team was crazy.
of the most overall talented squads of all time, but I would argue that they're one of the most overlooked teams in NBA history.
Okay.
We're talking about a group of players that nearly won 3 straight NBA championships, with one of the greatest backcourts that the game of basketball has ever seen. During their run of dominance, they were able to beat Magic Johnson's Showtime Lakers, Larry Bird's Celtics, and Michael Jordan's Bulls.
Okay.
Not once, not twice, but for 3 straight seasons, they eliminated the Bulls out of the NBA playoffs. I think the reason why this group is one of the most...
So they spanked Michael Jordan 3 times. He didn't even get to the finals. He didn't even get number 2 that year. My bad.
overlooked teams
It's the LeBron in me coming out, man. You know what I'm saying?
of all time is simply because they were not very liked in their heyday by anyone outside of Detroit, seeing how they were known as the Bad Boy Pistons for their dirty and physical antics.
Yo, he was just swinging on him, bro. It's not an MMA boxing match, man. Chill.
And that was a reputation that they reveled in.
Hermit.
Not only that, but the Bad Boy Pistons are now treated as a footnote to the story of Michael Jordan's legacy. Now, were they an obstacle for MJ and served as a launching pad for his career? Absolutely. But they were also one of the most dominant teams in NBA history, especially in 1989. This specific group was led by one of the greatest dual-threat point guards in the history of the league, Isaiah Thomas.
Okay.
This guy was an incredible ball
Isaiah
handler, an
Thomas.
amazing facilitator, and a terrific scorer. He also had ice water flowing through his veins, as he was one of the most clutch players that the game has ever seen. Like when he dropped an NBA record 25 points in a single quarter of the NBA Finals. In a game where he ended up
25 points in a quarter of the NBA Finals, bro. It just seems like the defense wasn't on point.
up with 43 points. Isaiah Thomas was the kind of player who could drop 40 points in an NBA playoff game, and the next night, he could get you 15 to 20 assists, and no one would bat an eye. Alongside of him was one of the most underrated players of all time, Joe Dumars. This guy had a solid handle of the basketball and was one of the all-time great perimeter defenders. In fact, on multiple occasions, Michael Jordan has referred to him as the best perimeter defender.
My toughest battles were with Joe Dumars. No one plays me tougher than Joe. And man, Joe's put in some work
he's ever faced. At small forward, they had a lethal scoring wing known as Mark Aguirre.
Okay.
Just before he had joined the Detroit Pistons, he was the leader of the Dallas Mavericks, as he was averaging nearly 30 points per game for that group. And
Bro,
somehow,
averaging nearly 30 points, 6 boards. I've never heard of this NBA player, man. We're talking Michael Jordan got the best stat line of like what, 31 points or something, if I'm not mistaken. 30. Like, this is right behind him, bro. This is one of the GOATs. Mark Aguirre. Come on, man.
similar to guys like Alex English and Adrian Dantley, he has seemed to be lost and forgotten in history, despite being one of the best scorers of his era. At power forward, they have the enforcer, Rick Mahorn, who was not just a solid rebounder, but a guy who was a major part of their physical identity.
Dang,
and at center was one of the most famous villains in NBA history, Bill Laimbeer. Despite his notorious nicknames and reputation, he was known in his day for being
What did he just do to... Was that Larry Bird?
Despite his notorious nicknames and reputation...
Oh my gosh, bro. You just straight up just, like... put a bone in him, bruh.
He was known in his day for being a lot more than just a mean player.
Oosh.
Laimbeer was one of the first stretch 5 centers of the NBA.
Okay.
He was also a guy who was frequently among the league leaders in rebounds,
13
and he
boards?
was a fantastic
Pretty
passer,
solid.
and more specifically, a fantastic outlet passer.
Bill
Coming off
Laimbeer.
the bench, they had several guys who were capable of being a 6th Man of the Year winner. The guy who was usually their 6th man was known as Vinny the Microwave Johnson. The reason they called him the Microwave is because of how quickly he could heat up, as he was a fantastic scoring spark plug for this team.
Okay.
The next off the bench was a back-to-back
Dennis
Defensive Player of the
Rodman.
Year winner.
Michael Jordan's teammate, Chad. This was the most interesting thing when I heard Dennis Rodman was on the Pistons, man. First off, what did he do on the Pistons? How good was he? And did he put Michael Jordan to work?
In Dennis Rodman. And at this point of his career, he was much leaner, but very strong and very quick. During his days with the Bulls, he was known for guarding guys like Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, and Shaquille O'Neal. But at this point of his career, he was more
Garden Shaq?
commonly
Dennis
assigned
Rodman?
to guys like Magic Johnson, Scottie Pippen, and even occasionally Michael Jordan.
Hey.
Then their 8th man in the rotation was the 7'1" center, James Edwards, who was a guy who averaged as high as 17 points per game during his career. This guy was a quality scoring option and would certainly be a starter on the vast majority of teams.
Okay.
But on this group, he was just their 3rd most important big man.
Third
And
most
then the
important
9th man
big
in their rotation was the 6'11" John Sally, who was only at the age of 24 and was in the middle of the prime of his career. He wasn't a star player by any means, but he always played with hustle, heart, and energy,
Talk to him.
and was a quality role player, even though he was one of the last guys off the bench.
Bang.
As I mentioned before, this team was stupid deep and had basically
Had a lot of good
everything
players,
on their
I see.
roster. From scorers to
around.
passers to defenders
Big
to
men,
rebounders,
everything.
there was basically no style of basketball that they couldn't play and excel in. Throughout the 1988 to 1989 regular season, they finished with a 63-19 record.
That's crazy.
They
That's
swept
good.
the Boston Celtics out of the first round 3
3-0.
games to 0.
3-0.
Then in the semifinals, they swept a very talented Milwaukee Bucks team 4 games to 0. Then in the Eastern Conference Finals, they took out Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen in 6 games. And then, against the defending champion Los Angeles Lakers in the NBA Finals, who were previously undefeated in the Western Conference playoffs, they swept them as well, 4 games to 0. Meaning they had a 15-2 record throughout the entirety of the postseason as they secured their championship. Not only is this team ridiculously underrated and overlooked, but they should even be in the argument for the greatest team in NBA history. The way that
The greatest team in NBA history? No, man. I don't know if y'all have ever heard the analogy, right? Thor, right? My bad, not Thor. LeBron can pick up Thor's hammer, but Thor cannot bring back Cleveland 3-1. Chat, I have spoken.
of time has treated them is honestly a travesty. Unless, of course, you believe they deserved it for their antics on the court.
No, that was rough.
And a
on the
lot
court,
of people
bro.
would argue as much.
Hold
So what do you guys think? Are the 1989 Detroit Pistons the deepest team in NBA history?
Seems like it,
And
man.
if not, what is a team that was deeper than them?
Hey, bro, maybe the 2000s Lakers, bro. Kobe, Shaq. There are a lot of solid players on that team, too.
I look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comment section below.
I do, too, man. Hey, what other team would go into this category, you know what I'm saying, who had just a lot of all-around, just solid players? Hey, honestly, I'm going to say the 2016 Cavs go on there, you know what I'm saying? You got Kyrie. You got LeBron. You got J.R. Smith. You got Kevin Love. You got... Bro, there's so many names on there that were solid, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. I can't remember a lot of them right now off the top of my head, bro. But all y'all that really watched ball in that era know that full team roster. But hey, man, with that being said, let me know in the comment section down below who y'all got in this category, man. Like the video and subscribe so y'all don't miss when any of the new videos come out. Hey, got a new one coming out tomorrow. 2 of them. Tap in. Have a good day. I'm going to catch you on the vids. Yes, sir.